Hi Flosstube, I'm Laura. I'm the Curry Stitcher. I want to welcome you to my channel. Whether you're a subscriber or not, I hope you stick around, and if you see something you like, please like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you can get future notification of future videos. I am, playing around with dates and stuff like that because I keep a spreadsheet of what I worked on. But there were 31 potential stitching days since my last update, and I'm counting the day that I did the last video, so I'm counting February 18th because I did not show you my stitching for that day because I hadn't done it yet. So February 18th through March 11th of this year, and it's going through yesterday, and this video probably won't go up till tomorrow, so that's just explaining the numbers. But anyway, I stitched 13 of those days, and I want to, like the rest of the days, I've had a very busy month. Went shoe shopping for my mother one day. That took all day. I've been to the doctor with her a couple of times, or hearing doctor and eye doctor, and nothing serious going on with either one of us, but just a lot of running around, a lot of errands. And I've had all three of my grandchildren have visited over the period of 2 weekends. So a lot of house cleaning, cooking, a ton of taking down, I'm ashamed to say it, but some Christmas decor to get that house ready for my grandchildren. And I would share more about their, what I do, but mostly what I do involves family, and so I'll just briefly tell you what I think I can without violating their privacy. We just, we've had a good time. So any non-stitching days were spent with family in very celebratory atmosphere. So everything's good. We don't get, it's not all about cross stitch, but it feels like it's sometimes like you're anxious to get back to it. But there's time for everything. It's what you prioritize. So, and I'm fleshing that out as far as just cross stitching. How much time do I devote to Flosstube? And I am just really behind on Instagram. I am not keeping up there at all. So I may do my Flosstube differently, or I may do my Instagram differently. I'm asking some people that I feel are very organized and have a lot going on in their life, what their opinion is, and how they handle it. I'm not a professional. I'm not a designer. I'm just a stitcher. And I'm just wondering, oops, my phone is going off. I'm wondering if if I need to just do either more often short videos, or not worry about, like, get on here once a month, like it's been happening that way, but just get on. So I started to ramble, so I just cut that off. So anyway, let me just show you. I want to start with haul and some stitchy kindness. First thing I want to show you is my stitchy kindness from Sherry Price. I had sent her, I had passed the stash on something I was finished with, and I thought of her because she's a homeschool mom of 3, and she works part-time, and her husband has had some challenging health issues. And I just feel like she's an amazing person, and I wanted to, just do something nice for her, to brighten her day. But nothing compared to what she's done for me. I cannot believe that she sent me this bag. She made this bag, and it is gorgeous. She's an excellent seamstress. I mean, it's just, look at how straight the checks are and how they match up at the top. And, I'm just like going, it's amazing. It's beautiful. This bag is beautiful. And I just, I have the perfect piece of fabric. Let me just say this. Thank you, Sherry, very much. I know you'll probably watch sometime because you're just a faithful friend, and I consider you a friend. It's just so sweet. Thank you so much. But this is a beautiful piece of fabric that I bought last year from Misty Purcell, Luminous Fiber Arts, that I've been saving this. This is the first piece of linen I bought, and I thought it was going to be the first piece of linen I stitched on, but I was just waiting for the perfect project. Well, I have the perfect project bag to, and I think Misty's Farm Fresh Eggs new design, that's in my future to get that pattern, and maybe some more of this soft sea fabric. I'm thinking that'll look good. I'll wait and see, but anyway, I'm so tickled. I think this is my one and only project bag. I love it. I use Ziploc bags like Chelsea, so, and I think all of Chelsea and Priscilla's, they hoard their money for floss and patterns and stuff like that. They don't. I think their project bags are given to them. So, side thought that I want to mention real quick. Brenda and the Serial Starter totally promote buy the chart. Just buy the chart. Doesn't matter if you're going to stitch it or not. Just buy the chart. That's foreign to me. Thinking like that is foreign to me. But I started thinking, what they say makes sense. Support the designers. They're designing, and you cannot possibly stitch everything you see that you like. And you probably can't afford to buy every chart that you like either, unless, money's no object. But I can buy more charts. I just don't, because it stresses me out, because I feel like I need to stitch it. So what I'm going to do in the future is, if I see a chart that I like, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to give it away. So it's not here in my house making me feel like you're wasting money, but, $10, $12 chart every now and then, I can do that. I just don't have time to stitch everything, so I don't tend to stay on the cutting edge of the newest and greatest chart, because I'm a slow stitcher and I have other things going on. So anyway, I love that philosophy. I think they're right. I think we ought to, if you like it, you can afford it, buy it. Buy the chart. You don't have to kit it up. You don't even have to be ready to stitch it. It just supports designers and keeps them stitching. You know, I mean, keeps them providing us with patterns to stitch. Those of us with no artistic talent at all, I really appreciate the designers. So, and I'm sure buying charts helps shop owners too. And I would just love for there to be a brick and mortar store somewhere around here, but there just isn't. But anyway, maybe as cross stitch continues to come back, there'll be some stores that do it. Flosstube is good for that. I mean, we enable each other. We show stuff that we're working on that, you know, oh yeah, I'll go buy that. So anyway, just wanted to share that philosophy with you. Haul. Let's go over haul. Fat Quarter Shop ordered some Monaco. I got 2 of these 20 by 24 tea-dyed Monacos and 2 of the antique white 20 by 24 Monacos. They were out of the white, so I went on 1, 2, 3 stitch. I think they had the white back, but I mean, you know, I just wanted to get some things kitted up, and I'll explain that. I have March Madness plans, but let me not interrupt the haul. Let me just tell you, I bought some white from 1, 2, 3 stitch. I bought 2 pieces of the 20 by 24, and I've already coffee tea dyed it, and it smells so good. And baked it, and anyway, I coffee tea dyed one I already had in my stash. This small piece I had in my stash. I don't know what size it is, but I already had this piece. Coffee tea dyed it, and coffee tea dyed 2 of those larger pieces. I think they're 20 by 24 also. Coffee tea dyed those. And when I order from 1, 2, 3 stitch, I pay like $3.50 shipping. So I try and get a chart, at least one chart. And I have loved this forever, but like I say, if I can't get to it, I tend to not buy it. But this I do plan on doing these months and finding something cute. May not be this clipboard, maybe, I don't know. We'll see what I find, but to change out, I don't have a monthly series, so I like this one. So I'm gonna do this. Don't have any plans to start either March or April yet. So it may be June before I start working on these. But I'll figure that out later when I'm going to start it. The chart and 60 skeins of floss. Now I know that I could have gone to Joann's or Hobby Lobby, but I'd have driven a long way, and I would have most likely had to combine it with, you know, a movie or something like that with my husband, and we've just been busy on the weekends. So I just went ahead and got 60 skeins of DMC floss, and I've got 2 rings. I don't remember how many colors. I just knew the total was 60 skeins, and a lot of them are duplicates. And I am going to explain why I needed that much DMC floss and Monaco, and why coffee tea died at some point. So let me just go over some numbers. It's been 31 potential stitching days since my last update. You know, I'm not I think I explained that in the first part of this video, so I'm not going to go over that. But I stitched 9 days in March and just 4 days at the end of February that I hadn't told you about. So, I stitched 2 days on this. And I have not posted under Instagram, but I'm going to take a screenshot of this and get this back up there. But I stitched 2 days in February on this, and I stitched over here and down here. And I really enjoy this. It's just I had something else I wanted to, and I'm not going to interrupt. my brain, I go down rabbit trails, and that's why it takes me so long to complete a thought. And I stitched 2 days on the Heritage Sampler. I'm going to insert right here the before shot of 2 days of stitching on the Heritage Sampler by Plum Street Sampler. And here is the progress that I've made. Y'all, I want to tell you, I was watching Jan Hicks Creates her introductory or her basic cross stitch videos where she shows you. And she had a video out on transitioning from Aida to even weave and stitching 1 thread over 2 or 2 over 2. And I thought I knew what I was doing, but evidently there's a place to start that makes your stitches look neater. Okay, I was so upset to find out that I had not started in the right place on this. What you do is you find the vertical thread going over the horizontal thread, and you stitch in the hole. You start in the hole where your stitch will cross over that vertical thread. It's called leaning against the post or something like that. Anyway, I'm going to link that video in the description box because it was very helpful to me, although I am not ripping this out. I'm just going to, this is going to be my learning piece, and I think it's beautiful. I don't think, you know, but I do see the difference since then. I've started making sure I start in leaning against the post. So, and I do see that it does make a difference. So I am going to, you know, you learn something every day. And I don't know how many people knew that. And, you know, anyway, but that was very helpful information. I think I need to go back and make sure I watch all those videos. There's probably some things that even experienced stitchers could learn from her. Anyway, thank you, Jan, for sharing that with the Flosstube community, and I may be the only one that benefited, but you know, thank you. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not, that sounded bad. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm just saying, I bet you a lot of people knew that and I didn't. Kind of like, I'm always the last one to know stuff. I was never the one that knew what was going on before anybody else did. I never knew what was going on before anybody else. I was always bringing up the rear on the information. There are people that are pipelines and of information, and those people are very valuable. They're useful in organizations. They're useful in friendships, that kind of thing. So, you know, and I'm not one of those. So anyway, okay. So that was 2 days stitching on the Plum Street Samplers, and I'm rambling, so I'm going to stop rambling and tell you about my March Madness plans. Let me tell you about the one day in March that I didn't follow my March Madness plans. I will show you what I worked on. I worked on the Realist Bunny Kit. This is where I am. I wanted to show you there's the chart. There's the picture of the stitch piece. And I'm working on the gray bunny. And I will insert a picture of where I was before. Here. And this is one day's progress. Not much, but a little bit. I was just tired of my March Madness plans. I needed a break. I needed a spring stitch, and that provided just enough relief to continue with my March Madness plans. Okay, so my March Madness plans are to start all 23 of 25. There's 25 of these. Brooks Books Advent Animals by Brooke Nolan. They are complimentary charts on her website, and I will link all that below. I've shown you Odette Owl and Rascal Raccoon. I've completed those two. So my plans for March are based on, I watched Dina at Half Stitch Cross Stitch. She's a local stitcher to me. We haven't really connected yet. I've been to 2 of the Georgia meetups, and it seems like something is going on. Either I'm sick, or I have family, or something has gone on, but I have missed the November and the January and February meetups. So I haven't really connected with Dina, except I've commented maybe once or twice on her videos, but I watch her. Every time I'm subscribed to her channel, and every time I get notified that she has posted a new video, if I can't watch it right then, I put it in my save list. I am going to watch Dina. I love watching Dina. So I love everything she stitches. I love what she talks about. I love hearing about her dog, her husband's hiking, her son. I love hearing about her family and her church. She has to be a sweet, sweet person. I hope to get to know her better personally, one-on-one, but I've got to show up at those meetings. And anyway, and I really want, there's many other people that I want to get to know at that meeting too. But Dina is how I got introduced to the stitching meetup with Georgia stitchers. So anyway, in her last video, she said that in March, I believe she said every Monday until August, she's going to start the Advent animals, and she figures it takes her about 2 days to stitch it because she doesn't stitch the border, and she's stitching it on fabric that already looks like it has snow. It's that white petty point, I think that's what you call it. Anyway, it's beautiful, adorable. She stitched the first one, which is Katie Kitten. She stitched that one, and you know, when I started with Rascal Raccoon, which was either the 15th design, and I did Odette Owl, and she was the 20th. So I am going back, and I'm starting not every Monday, but every day in March. This is my March Madness. Every day in March, I have started an Advent animal. That's why I ordered all that Monaco and coffee tea dyed it, and all the floss, you know, tons of DMC, because I'm doing all 25 designs. Anyway, so I'm going to have to insert screenshots because they are in PDF format, and I'm not printing them off. I'm just, you know, stitching, pulling up the PDF and stitching from the PDF. I can, you know, on my iPad, I can pinch it and zoom it out and make it big enough for me to see. But these are in order. This was the first day, Katie Kitten. I stitched the border. I'm stitching the border. Dina is waiting to see if she wants to stitch the border or not. I'm stitching the border. That's what I start with, so I can count and everything using the border. So, and I'm leaving 1.5 inches on all four sides. So it's 1.5 inches here, but it's 3 inches here because it's 1.5 inches between these two. So this is Katie Kitten. Now I'll insert a picture here. Design. That's Katie Kitten up close. This is Peter Polar Bear. Insert a picture here. This is Mary Mouse. I'll insert a picture here. This is Duncan Dog. I'll insert a picture here. I believe this is Hattie Hedgehog. I'll insert a picture here. If I've got that wrong, I'll put a note on the screen. This is Cashmere Camel. Okay, so now I gotta turn my fabric this way. This is Pierre Penguin. And I made a mistake on this one. I started too close to the top, so there's too much room at the bottom. I'm not ripping all that out. I'll fudge it. But there's exactly one row too close to the top I started, so we'll see how big a difference that made. Pierre Penguin. And I'm not crazy about the martini glasses. I think that's cute, but I'm probably going to change them to candy canes or something like that. but this one is Pearly Pig. Anyway, I love these designs. I think they're adorable. Anyway, and that is going to make me feel like I can pick this up. I know a lot of stitchers love a new start. I don't. I like somewhere in the middle, you know, where I know where I'm at, where I've got frame of references, that kind of thing. I tend to like to stitch borders first so I can know, you know, what I'm doing. And I count over and over and over again. I'm a very slow stitcher. I'm surprised that I didn't catch this quicker. I did not catch this till I was down here and I was going, wait a minute, there should be I think there's 3 spaces between the very bottom, this black part of the penguin, and but there are only supposed to be 2 spaces. So anyway, that kind of stuff just drives me nuts. I mean, if I didn't feel like, hey, I want to get this stuff done, you know, I might be tempted to rip it out, but I'm not going to. I want to get my grandson's Christmas stocking done. I have not worked on that at all since my last video. So for Mania, I'm going to do Monogamous Mania, and it's going to be my grandson's stocking. I may start, like I've started these ornaments, just to be, you know, like, feel like I can pick it up. It's kitted, it's organized, that I can pick it up and stitch on it, and it maybe won't take forever. There is no way I'll get them done in 2 days per ornament like Dina will, but I will feel better knowing they're started. So for Mania, I'm going to do Monogamous Mania, but I may just kit up and organize my other 2 grandchildren's stocking. And if I change my plans about just working on my grandson's stocking, I'll let y'all know. I'm thinking I'm going to need to, you know, let that project go longer, but put my other 2 grandchildren in there too, because I don't want to have just one stocking done, you know, and the other 2 just have to wait a couple of years to get there. So you know, we all might be waiting a few years to get our stocking, which they won't care. They have stockings and they're gorgeous, but you know, I want them to have a stocking that Mimi stitched. So anyway, I think that's all I have, and so this is probably a pretty long video. Like I say, I am trying to figure out how to manage my stitching and Flosstube community time. I really do not want this to be a one-way street where I tell you what I'm doing, but I don't have time to see what all y'all are doing. I mean, that defeats the purpose. So there's gonna have to be, for me, I think, a schedule of, I spend this much time keeping up with fellow stitchers. On what platform, I don't know. I watch a ton of Flosstube, but I don't tend to comment, so they don't know I'm watching, and I can't, you know, I do comment on some people's channels, but I watch, you know, a ton of people, And I want to shout out a new to me floss tuber. She's not brand new, but she's a Georgia floss tuber. So I was very interested in watching her channel, and I love her. I mean, she was at the Gainesville meetup this February, and I really wish I could have met her. But it's Crafty Cat Stitcher, and I'm going to link her channel below. And she's a beautiful stitcher, and I can tell she's a sweet person just by her, demeanor. She's just, I think she's, I would love to have her as a stitching friend. So, I'm going to reach out to her at some point, but she doesn't even know I haven't commented on her videos yet, but she's in Georgia. I think she lives in the Columbus area, and, which is not that close. So I was kind of surprised she made it to the Gainesville Stitching meetup. But anyway, very, very happy to watch Flosstube. Very happy to see what people are doing on Instagram. Just trying to figure out how to balance everything, and as we all are, right? So, anyway, hello everybody, and I've enjoyed visiting with you today, and I hope to, if you want to say, go look at this, if there's something you finished you're proud of, or something you're working on that I've missed, I'm sure I had missed it, please comment and share it with me. I'm going to try and find a way to keep up with all of y'all, but anyway, feel free, comment, say, go look at this person, or come see my channel, or, I would love to do that. I really would. So this video is going long, and I need to get off of here, but I wanted to tell you I worked on my, when a child was napping or something like that on days I couldn't stitch, I would pick up crochet once again. So I've added several squares to my king-size blanket downstairs that I've showed before, and my Valentine's blanket has not been packed up yet, but is soon to be packed up in decor boxes, so I'm not tempted to work on that all year. Anyway, it needs to wait till next season. Anyway, thank y'all, and happy stitching, and I hope everybody's doing good. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.